Okay, let's talk about reviewing the hits that you receive from your search terms that you put into Google. Go lay down, puppy. So you've received your hits, and I'm going to give you some basic information on how to evaluate those hits. Now, you receive a lot of information, but most of us look at the first page, and we're going to concentrate on the first 3 to 5 hits. And usually the first hit that anyone receives once putting their information into Google is a Wikipedia article. Now, Wikipedia is great to use to gain background knowledge and to gain an understanding of your topic. It's great to use the references at the bottom of the articles to go elsewhere to support information that you find in Wikipedia. It's great to go to other links that are found in Wikipedia, but Wikipedia is not to be used as a reliable source in any research paper because it is a crowdsourced platform, which means that anyone can edit the material. And since anyone can edit the material, that negates it being a reliable research site. So that's why Wikipedia can't be used. Okay, the next site that you may or may not get, depending on your search terms, may be a .org site. And many people think that .org sites are reputable. They are not. In the early days of the internet, they had higher quality because it was just a hierarchy, and they were of higher quality, but that is no longer the case. They are just as similar as a .com site or .net site. They are not any more valid. What are better sites are sites that end in .edu or sites that end in .gov, because those are sites that come from universities, usually scholars, although not always, because you may find a very basic site that comes from .edu, and that may be a student who is putting up their own address, their own website using their .edu account. So that's why it's important to keep these 3 things in mind when you evaluate sources. Who wrote it? Who's the author? And what are their credentials? What makes them an expert? That should be stated somewhere on that website or on that page. Another thing to look at is, when was that site last updated? If it is contemporary and current information that you need, and it's not been updated for 12, 15 years, it's not a good site. However, if you are looking at a history site, such as what we are going to be looking at because of our particular topic, and the site hasn't been updated for, say, 5 years, but the content is valid and it's written by a professor in a history department from a university, but it hasn't been updated in many years, that's valid because the information hasn't changed, because it is history that happened in the, let's say, the 15th, 16th, 17th century. So you need to keep that in mind. The other thing may be that the author, there is no author, you can't find an author. Then you have to look at the overall site name itself. Who is the organization or the sponsor or the company that is allowing this information on their site? And then you have to ask, well, why? Is this a valid organization to have this information up there? Are they trying to teach something? Are they trying to inform? Or are they trying to market something or sell something? And as you get more savvy and sophisticated about evaluating sites, you'll become better equipped to identify those sorts of features. But it is something to look at. The other thing, so I've covered authors, sponsorship, and date created. And those are three basic things to keep in mind.